we can't get it.
But you see how much kidnappers are taking from victims.
My thing is, government should, I think all the stakeholders should get that, and I think we get that. The 3% for the oil producing community is too low.
So the support that is needed. And once you get the support, your airline people will blossom.
This is Nigeria. You need to give people sense of belonging.
Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Inside Nigeria for this Thursday morning, April 14, 2022. Of course, it's the eve of the 2022 Good Friday. Huh? Yeah. With me in the studio is our in-house analyst. That's why I didn't go through the normal formality. Paul Agbo, compliment of the season.
Thanks a lot. It's a pleasure.
All right, thank you. Yeah, thank you for creating time to join us on Inside Nigeria. Viewers, as usual, we shall be going through some front pages, starting with Nigeria's most influential newspaper, The Leadership, and as well discussed a trending issue of the day today. I have a lot of things to actually unravel. Now, before then, let's quickly look at the front pages, and starting with Nigeria's most influential newspaper, The Leadership. On the front page of Leadership this morning, 24 hours after Northern elders' resignation call to President Muhammadu Buhari, federal government vows to unveil perpetrators of Kaduna Plateau attacks. 24 hours after Northern elders' resignation call to President Muhammadu Buhari, federal government vows to unveil perpetrators of Kaduna Plateau attacks. Says we are working to free abductees. Call for president resignation not solution to insecurity, according to the presidency. Reps lament protracted terrorist attacks, ask president to implement security summit reports. Insurance may call out 119 million naira compensation for train attack victim. That last rider is very, very interesting. Insurance may call out 119 million naira compensation for train attack victims. And that's not all on the front page of Leadership this morning. If you look down below the lead story, you'll see an infographics there, as compiled by the editorial team of the Leadership this morning. An interesting one for that matter, based on the federal government vows to unveil the perpetrators of Kaduna and Plateau recent attacks. But here, Leadership is saying the recent killings that the federal government also vowed to unravel, which we have not seen the results, 7 of them. One, when bandit bombed 30 passengers in December 2021, somewhere in Sokoto State. Also, in Zamfara, January 2022, 200 villagers were killed in Zamfara State. Also, sometime in March this year, bandits killed 63 vigilantes somewhere in Kebbi State. All right. Also in Plateau, earlier in April, this April, yes, 70 killed, 78 missing. In Nasarawa, in December 2021, 50 tea farmers killed in Nasarawa State. Also, 25 travelers killed in August 2021 in Jos, Plateau State. And the last one, there were 8 people killed, 167 kidnapped as a result of the attack on the Abuja-Kaduna train. Well, all these killings had happened within the last space of 6 months or so, where the federal government also said it will unravel the killers. Well, we have not seen the results. So can we also trust government on the latest killings? Can we trust the government? We cannot.
Because the answer is capital no. But I said that with due respect to the leadership of this country, when you say federal government vows, so you don't need to vow. You are just playing to the gallery.
Do it and display the results.
Do it and let Nigerians see the results. You are just playing to the gallery. We'll be hearing vow, perpetrators will be brought to book, this and that, they will not go unpunished. It's just playing to the gallery. It shows clearly, and that is why you cannot fault what the Northern elders said about calling for the president resignation, even though I do not buy into that. Because the president resigning now will give more impetus, will show that, look, perpetrators of insecurity have actually won.
Force government to resign.
Yes,
But we have seen this in similar
government.
climes where people who have found themselves incapable
Yes.
of solving the problems,
Yes.
throwing the towel and
Yes,
leave and say,
and
okay,
leave.
I'm leaving the stage, get somebody else who has the answers to your problem.
Yes, but that we have not matured. Our democracy has not matured to that
To that stage. Oh my God.
to that stage. So at this moment, if the president resigns, it will further aggravate the polity, the tension. So what do you want the new president to do now? To perform magic? So I think the president needs to really sit down and look at his administration clearly. Among the 26, 27 security agencies being manned by people who that are very close to him. What are they been working? Or they are not working? Because you don't expect the president to be like the Ethiopian prime minister who wore military camouflage with bulletproof vests, everything, and went to the war front.
Yeah.
Yes, I think he was there for about 3 weeks or so, and he ensured that the rebels were actually defeated. Our president is not a young man.
Probably we will not want, that is a welcome development, but we will not want a repeat of the Chadian experience.
Yes.
The same thing happened in Chad, and the president, paid the supreme price.
Yes, he didn't come back. So we don't want that kind of situation. Besides that, the president is an elderly man. He's somebody who's almost 80. You expect an 80-year-old old man to go and stay in the war front. What is he going to do? Even President Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, has not visited any of the
war front.
So
he was talking.
Yes, the truth of the matter is that look, we play to the gallery. It's like federal government is now playing the public relations role instead of actually dealing with the situation. Always vow. Nigerians are being killed daily. Let me tell you, but within January and March, about 3,000 Nigerians have been killed.
That's too much.
Not to talk of, these are the reported ones. There are several unreported cases.
Silent killings.
Yes, silent killings all over the country. We cannot continue like this. People see us from other clients as some serious people. We are just like a bunch of savages. And we can't continue like that. It's not good. Aside politics, we need to take action. Is it that somebody is afraid of one person or an ethnic group or some groups? Some people are not telling the president
the truth.
Then perhaps they read his body language. They don't want to use certain words for him or mention certain group.
All right, Paul, we have to leave it at that because of want of time today. Let's quickly go to our sister publication, which I don't also think we say anything much on it because of want of time. National economy. On the front page of National Economy, of course, it's business. ICT skills gap may undermine Nigeria's potential $120 billion investment gains. ICT skills gap may undermine Nigeria's potential $120 billion investment gain as the nation labor market underprepared for digital disruptions. Did you get this? That we have a skills gap, ICT skills gap. But people are going into innovations, computer and the rest of them. We even have a lot of startup, Flutterwaves.
How many of them?
Paystack,
What's the percentage of Nigerians that are into ICT or have got ICT skills? It boils down to the issue of education.
So we're far away from
fresh graduates today can
maximizing the potential of the digital economy.
From the entire gamut of our tertiary education system can actually operate a computer system. Even most of them, what they know how to do, it just operate.
We're talking of computer literacy.
It just operates
basic computer literacy.
Phone app. And what they do basically is just the Instagram,
Facebook,
the social media thing.
How many of them can
actually apply ICT skills for economic value? That is the problem, and it boils down to this issue of education. But have we been taking our education serious? The universities are on strike. The polytechnics are on strike. They're on warning strike now. 1 month warning strike.
What kind of graduate do you want to produce?
What kind of graduate do you want to produce? And look at this huge investment. $120 billion. That's more than several countries' budget in Africa.
Exactly.
That's more than several African countries' budget in Africa. 120 billion. So if we continue like this, I think we'll continue to lose ground.
So we need to bridge the ICT education gap.
We need to bridge the ICT education gap.
One thing about national economy, Paul, is that national economy story are unique every day. they are always called to action.
Yes,
So
and
this for policymakers.
they tend to look at
Yes.
particular need of
Exactly.
society
Exactly.
and try to provide solution or try to awaken the consciousness of policymakers.
And I hope those concerned are actually reading or listening to us.
I hope
ICT
so.
skills gap may undermines Nigeria's potential $120 billion investment gains. Well, that's on the front page of National Economy this morning. Let's quickly go to THISDAY newspaper. What do we have on the front page of THISDAY? Federal government links Kaduna train attack to synergy between Boko Haram and bandits. Federal government links Kaduna train attack to synergy between Boko Haram and bandits. You see, we have a problem, Paul. This is the same government that told us bandits have officially been gazetted as terrorists.
Yes.
Now they are coming here again to create a sort of dichotomy that we have Boko Haram terrorists and we have bandits. So who is the terrorist among them now? What's the class of these two groups?
These are totally unnecessary. For me,
the nomenclature.
Somebody is trying to score cheap political points or trying to whip certain level of sympathy for government. These are totally unnecessary. These are supposed to be intelligence consumption. The intelligence officers, the political policymakers, this is just for their consumption. What Nigerians want to see is action and results. What is the meaning of federal government links Kaduna train attack to synergy?
No, I think they are trying to say, well, the bandits in the northwest had no capacity to unleash that kind of terror. They were helped by a more sophisticated group.
And that is failure of government action.
Because they told us
if government had been working, Boko Haram will not cross all the way from the
I was going to say that
to the north central.
The same line one they told us that Boko Haram terrorists have been defeated and restricted to the fringes of the northeast. So how come somebody who has been defeated and restricted him to the fringes of the northeast cross over
to the northwest,
to almost center of the country?
That's the center of the country. From Kaduna to Abuja, what is the distance? About 180 kilometers. Less than 200 kilometers.
Exactly.
You are talking about the center. So if Boko Haram can infiltrate the northwest, it means that
the country
is on the edge. We're highly vulnerable. So we shouldn't be hearing things like this. What Nigerians want to see is results. Now, 17 to 18 days after the train attack, people are still in captivity.
Exactly. There are people, family members are crying onto government.
If you say Boko Haram has got an agenda, which is, we know their agenda, but these bandits, it is clear that these guys are a bunch of businessmen. They are just a bunch of businessmen because
the last day they don't want money.
The MD of Bank of Industry that was released, money didn't exchange hands.
Of course.
Perhaps they are buying time so that for others, so that the ransom can be placed gradually. And the most disappointing aspect is that these guys will video and use our own network,
technology,
our own technology
to
send out the video without anybody.
Does that mean their own SIM card have name?
Perhaps they have their own base station.
They are registered and they cannot be tracked.
They have their own base station that they operate. Because they can't tell me that, look, it is not our own platform they use. The Nigerian state platform.
Because they are very close to
the telco platform.
Exactly.
They use the telco platform to send these messages. Look at the humiliating video, including the release MD of Bank of. That man will not get himself for between now and the next.
The trauma.
The trauma will be there. Anytime anybody knocks on his door, he will be trembling. And God helps him, he does not have a BP related issue.
Yes.
So we can't continue like this. 17 days after, we are seated in Abuja, we are seated in Kaduna, and people are suffering. Look at the women.
Elderly ones, I saw them in the
Look at the women. Within 17 days, some people will go into their monthly menstrual cycle. So you can imagine the condition. You can imagine the condition for a lady. And we are seated here.
Well, we'll get the sanitary pad, everything.
Nobody is.
No taking of baths, nothing. So, psychological trauma, physical torture.
And these are some of the things that has succeeded in emboldening this set of guys. We call them terrorists now. It has emboldened them 17 days. Nothing. Who is after them? Nobody.
That's too
So we
much.
cannot institute a covert operation, a rescue mission. That is why those guys, after they release them, they will go for another mission. We'll just go to the highway, may carry camera, do show like a showbiz. Security chiefs will just go there, do showbiz, and come back. Meanwhile, these guys are just about 5 to 10 kilometers away from the highway, holding our people. Would that one happen in the state of Israel or even the US, or Britain? And they will sit down, a government will sit down, and people are being held about 180 kilometers away from
the nation capital.
The nation's capital. And about 15 kilometers away from the main highway. Trunk A road. Not even Trunk B, Trunk A road. Where is our intelligence? Where is our surveillance capability?
But government says it's doing something, and let's keep
some of the rhetorics.
Let's keep our fingers crossed.
That's some of the rhetorics.
What will happen? But of course, people will not keep quiet. People will not keep quiet. Their loved ones are in captivity. And incidentally, today, April 14 is the 8th anniversary of the kidnap of the Chibok girls in Borno State in 2014. A lot of them are
forgotten souls
in captivity. It's one of the promises government made that there is never, even though they say we fulfilled part of it, but we never completed it. Well, let's quickly look at the last paper we have before we move into the next segment of this program. This Punch newspaper. What do we have on the front page of the Punch newspaper? Security agents aiding bandits, alleged reps demand NSA ministers sacking. Security agent aiding bandits, alleged House of Representatives demand NSA ministers are sacking. Most of these calls don't get implemented. Nobody will listen at all.
Nobody listens.
And this coming from the parliament.
Yes.
But the president will never listen. Sack your NSA, sack your Minister of Defense. They are not doing anything. But the president will not be. We will look a different direction.
In Nigeria today are very comfortable, especially those who head strategic.
Because they know in this palace, nothing they happen.
Nothing they happen. Like the way we say in local palace here. The president, once you are appointed, you are guaranteed. Except you want to resign and go and pursue another endeavor. And that is why anything you say, they know that the president will not do anything. In some other crimes, the president will have changed more than 10 NSAs. Will have changed more than 10 service chiefs.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Long they are looking for results. Yeah.
Until he gets the best. And once he continues firing like this, the person who is coming, people who are coming will be strategizing. They will be strategizing and working assiduously to give a better result. Because the Chinese say you cannot carve a rotten wood. We have a case of a rotten wood and we are struggling to carve it. It's not possible. Results don't lie. They say seeing is believing. Nigerians will even attest. It is Nigerians that will hail the government if they are seeing positive results. Look at what Punch reported. Security agents aiding bandits.
And that's a weighty allegation.
It's a weighty allegation.
Attention. These and help supposed to be rolling.
Taxpayers' money in billions were used to train them, both home and abroad. Look at what they are reporting. So in this country, anything goes. People that we entrust our defense into their hand are the one now sending aiding bandits. For what? To what end? Money. This government should not create a history that will be difficult to erase. Honestly, it is not really encouraging. It is discouraging. And it's high time the president takes decisive.
And I don't think they made this allegation, in abstract or. The deputy speaker of the house.
The deputy speaker, he said somebody was caught.
Abdullahi was. He said somebody from
Zamfara
came to
Wasi.
Was caught selling military camouflage.
With the Wasi and Kanam issue, that almost 70 to, I understand that about 60 to 80% of the people of the local government are Muslims. So you can see that this thing, you cannot, when you start to blame it on religion and all these things, you might not be 100% correct. These guys are pure terrorists who are out to make money for themselves. To make money for themselves. If they are not there to make money for themselves, they would have been backing on suicide mission. Why are they killing and running? Why are they not showing their faces? If they actually their mission is they have a different motive other than money. And there are people who are backing them. Until government cuts that artery, we will not see the end of this madness.
All right, many thanks to you, Paul Agbo, Leadership News Analyst, for creating time to join us this
It's a
morning.
pleasure.
Yeah, don't go away, viewers. I'll go on a short break. When I come back, we shall be looking at the March 28th attack on an Abuja Kaduna train service, where about 8 persons were killed, some injured, and several others in captivity as we speak. We'll be listening to their families when I come back. Don't go away.
Inside Nigeria, keeping you informed on what matters.
And I'm talking on behalf of the students. Government should please hear our cry and come to our aid. Thank you.
Which school are you from?
I'm a student of Kaduna State University.
What is your
And
name?
I'm,
What is your name?
I'm Asifa Lawrence John,
From which state?
Kaduna State.
Where are you studying?
I'm schooling in Kaduna State University,
Which course?
agriculture.
The next elect. Women.
I'm Gladys Bowman, an ex-staff of Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria. What happened on Monday was needless if the government would have a listening ear and accede to what the populists are talking about.
Oh, my name is THISDAY. I was going to Kaduna for trip.
Mu ne fasinja da muka taso daga Abuja zuwa Kaduna ranar Litinin 28 ga watan uku shekara ta 2022, wanda akan hanyar mu ta zuwa Kaduna aka samu nasarar kama mu. Tun daga lokacin zuwa yanzu muka san irin halin da muke ciki. Akwai mata da ƙananan yara, akwai tsoffi wanda yake ba su da lafiya, akwai mu karan kanmu wanda yake shekaru sun fara tafiya, muna cikin wani irin hali na kai. So don haka muna kira ga 'yan uwa da abokan arziki da kuma ita gwamnati da a dalilin da muka shiga wannan kunci na rayuwa da su wani abu na gaggawa don ganin cewa wani kai ga yana lafiya. Assalamu alaikum.
Ƙarin bayani da zan sha shi ne akwai korafe da suke da shi, ya kamata gwamnati ta neme su, ta ji korafinsu kuma ta samu ta warware musu al'amuran da suke damunsu.
Welcome back. It's still Inside Nigeria for this Tuesday morning, April 14, 2022. Like I said earlier, I've been joined by family members of the victims of Abuja Kaduna train attacked on March 28th somewhere in Kaduna State. With me in the studio this morning is Dr. Bahaba Mohammed. Good morning, sir. Welcome. And Mr. Hassan Hennessy Mohammed. Good morning, Mr. Hassan. Both of them are relatives of some victims of the passengers who were kidnapped on the Abuja Kaduna train service on Monday, March 28th. Let me start with you, Dr. Bahaba. Since this incident happened about 2 weeks now or more, how has it been with you? What is the experience?
The experience, you can really imagine. A loved one, particularly in my own case, is my wife, having to cope up with the children at home. It's a Herculean task. She has a daughter who has a grandson and pregnant. The way and manner we had to handle her to calm even her down, not for us to even break down, was really emotional thing. So I cannot really express how much we felt and how bad it is for us as a family. 2 weeks with ultimate silence. The only time we had a call was the first one, and that was all. It is traumatic.
So after establishing contact, what was the communication about?
The contact was simply an assurance contact that they are alive, because the perpetrators of this act gave them only a phone to reach out to us. We did not directly speak with them. We spoke with the victim. That is, in my own case, my wife, where she established that they are there with them, they have taken our numbers, they will get back to us. And you can see 2 weeks plus, they never get back to us.
Let me listen to Mr. Hassan Mohammed. Let's hear your own side of the story. I learned your brother is one of the kidnapped passengers on that trip.
Yeah.
How's the experience been since then?
It has been very, very traumatic for my mother
my father and his wife and son. It hasn't been easy with the family and the wife in particular. She has been really, really traumatized. We have been waiting anxiously for in our own case, the kidnappers made contact with us, and ever since then they have not spoken to us for 2 weeks now.
For 2 weeks. And that's all. Okay, let me come back to Dr. Bahaba. Now, what is the place of government in the whole this? Government, have you spoken to government? Have they told you what they are doing and where we are on the rescue of these people?
Over the course of time, we try to find how to reach out, but you know, we are just ordinary citizens, and ability to even see people at higher places, you have to get organized, get people who can lead you. It hasn't been easy. Even though we used to hear a lot of rumors, unfortunately, we are unable to get directly, like maybe the NRC or so, to communicate with the victims' families.
For 2 weeks now?
Until recently,
okay,
when we heard of, we had to wake up, did some press conferences in Kaduna.
I'm coming, Dr. Bahaba. Yes. They didn't look for you, you look for them.
We had to.
That's very bad.
We had to. So, but eventually, it seems when we reached out, we are trying to get some results, some excellent results in the sense that even listening to us, because all we wanted is for them to listen to us, to hear our plight. We are only pleading for the government to find a way of intervening, because you can see in the video clips that were released recently, which we have just the privileges like any other ordinary Nigerian. They were saying they have something to do with the government. They have something. We don't know. So we are actually at a crossroad. We don't know where to go. We are victims. The kidnappers, the bandits, or the terrorists are not reaching out to us to negotiate anything with us. They are saying this with the government, and so we don't know even where to go. We are at a crossroad. But fortunately enough, now we heard that something is being done. We please ask the government to do more, in the sense that there are people down there that are their need.
All right, Mr. NSC, just yesterday the federal government also came out to say they promised something will be done and they will reveal the identities of these perpetrators. I don't know how much you can trust this statement.
Well, we just have to trust government.
Okay.
We just have to trust government.
And be patient with them.
And be patient with them. Even though we have our doubts, we will patiently wait for government to. What we want to plead for is government to talk to us, the families of the victims, so we know what, even if they can't tell us exactly what they are doing security-wise.
Exactly.
But they should
give you some.
They should reach
sense
out
of
to
confidence,
us.
assurance.
They should reach out to us. We don't want this case to be like the Chibok case, like the other cases that dragged for long.
Exactly.
For long.
We showed that earlier on the front page of Leadership Newspaper today. A lot of recent killings and abduction, which government promised they will solve, which up to now they have not solved.
We, just like Doctor said, we have tried to reach the authorities. We have made efforts too. We hope and wish that the authorities will reach out to us and listen to us and talk to us like a father would.
All right, Dr. Bahaba, where do we go from here?
To us, we, a feeling we cannot, exhaust a feeling and a feeling. The government to intervene as fast as they can. As I earlier said, there are people that are in their need in that place. Sick people who are sick, some people who have been shot, aged people, and there are even people who are looking healthy, but internally they are already so traumatized, and we know some of our family members, we know how they are, how vulnerable they are. So the more time it takes, the more they will go down the drain. So we are really urging government to do what is necessary to increase their tempo in such a way that we will be able to. We appreciate, they have done it before.
Yeah.
Even though You know, people can have doubt. They have done it before. They have done it with the dirty girls. They have done it with the Kankara boys, and we know they can do it. So we know they have the capacity, but we are urging them to please treat the matter as urgent as possible, so that these people can get back to us alive and safe.
Yeah, Ms. Hennessy, you heard what Dr. Baba said, that government can do it, and you also said you are trusting the government to do the right thing. But there is the issue of time, urgency. You don't want, even if it will be done, you don't want it to be after 1 year. You don't want even to be after 1 month. It should be as quick as possible, because doctors say some are sick, some are injured, some are aged, some are weak already. Now, okay, go ahead. Don't say something. All right. Now, let me say, has the government actually invited you for any interaction party?
For now,
since 2 weeks,
no
such invitation.
No. We have been the ones trying to see government. We have written to government. We have written to several government agencies, asking them to meet with us. And maybe today we hopefully want to now talk to government and the world publicly today, and the families of the kidnapped victims. We are going to be having a press conference today at the Human Rights Commission. All the families will be there by 11 when we will talk to the world. We will plead with government to come to our aid, and plead with the bandits also to please mercy, to show mercy towards us.
Exactly. All right, Dr. Baba, we are going to the end of this session. The government of Kaduna State, I remember, where the rescued injured ones were treated. Kaduna State governor was there to visit them, Vice President was there, Deputy Governor was there, and other people to actually show compassion. But in your own case, you don't have any injured person in the hospital. You have your own person with the kidnappers. Now, would you say government has shown enough sympathy to the group of to the families of the kidnapped victims?
There is empathy. I must first of all also say, as members members of family of the victims, the kidnapped, I must have empathy and say, and also my sympathy goes to those people families, those who have lost their lives, and those people who are injured in the hospital. It's traumatizing. Our heart goes with them. So if the government can reach and do such a visit, it's a good one. At the same time, you should also look at the ones that are alive. You have lost lives already. We are looking forward to seeing that we should not lose more lives. That is our view. We should not lose more lives. So government is doing, but we should not lose more lives. We should be able to do whatever they can to get these people alive. A single life matters for Nigerians. Sure.
Finally, Mr. Mohammed NSC, you're saying something earlier that today you plan to actually talk to the government via a public forum. So what are the plans? What do you actually plan to do today?
We're going to be having a world press conference at National Human Rights Commission today by 11. Hopefully, we're inviting all journalists, print and electronics to be there with us, so that we talk to the world.
All right. Many thanks to you, Dr. Bahaba Mohammed. I sympathize with you, sir, and I pray, Madam, we actually come back home safely. And Mr. Mohammed NSC, I also sympathize with you.
Thank you,
and I pray that your brother will come back and rejoin his family peacefully on us. Many thanks to you for joining us this morning, and we wish you best of luck in your endeavors. Many thanks to you.
Thank you for.
All right.
Thank you.
While still inside Nigeria, we'll go on a short break. When I come back, I'll be talking to a Niger governorship aspirant who will be speaking with me from a remote location. Don't go away.
sponsorship, and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Inside Nigeria, keeping you informed on what matters.
Welcome back. It's still Inside Nigeria for this Thursday morning, April 14, 2022. Well, I've been joined by Jibrin Issa Yabagi, a governorship aspirant from Niger State. Good morning, Mr. Jibrin, and thank you for your patience, and thank you for joining us this morning on this show.
Good morning.
All right, I don't know if you can hear me clearly. All right, good. All right, quickly, Mr. Yabagi, let me ask you, why are you contesting, or why will you be contesting for the Niger governorship seat in the 2023 general election?
Okay, thank you for having me. Actually, we all know we have another election cycle around the corner here in Nigeria, and people and individuals will naturally want to vie for different positions, from the presidential down to the state house of assembly. I, in person, have decided to throw his cap to the race, and hopefully I will be part of it, inshallah, by God's grace.
All right, so it should be interesting if you tell our viewers, and by extension, the Nigerites who are listening to you or who are watching you, what you plan to do for them if eventually you secure your party's ticket at the election.
Well, first of all, as a person, as an individual, I formed a campaign team, both myself and a group of people. We are looking into what are the core issues that an average Nigerian is going through right now. None of us can run away from the fact that insecurity is the main issue with Niger State and Nigeria at large. I know government of the day is playing their own part, but it's never enough. As a younger generation, we are here to bring about positive change in the way people are being governed. We are here to change the narrative. We are here to bring about positive outcomes to the level of insecurity we find ourselves in. We will do our best to bring about partnership with people and individuals and agencies who are well informed about these issues. We will partner with the local community. We will do our best to see that all hands are on deck to bring about peace in our state. There is nothing that can be achieved positively if we don't look at the issue of insecurity. To me, it's number one top priority for me.
All right, Mr. Yabagi, Niger State is one state facing insecurity challenge as we speak. So I don't know, you also currently work for the Niger State government as a special assistant. So what are you going to do differently to change the narrative of security in the Niger State?
Well, currently I just resigned last week because of my aspirations. So I am the former senior assistant governor as it is right now. Well, the issue is insecurity is one issue that has too many components to it. And then, you have to have the necessary information to tackle it. Sometimes you have to be even at the helm of affairs personally to get something right information. So as for me, we know some of the solutions. We know some of the consultations we need to make with the local communities, with the affected people in the past, and what have you. So if they're given the opportunity, we will do the needful.
Okay, finally, because of want of time, let me quickly ask you, there are challenges with the youth throwing their hearts in the electoral ring. How prepared are you for this context? Because you are a young person and you know you'll be facing money backs to clinch the party ticket. So how prepared are you to actually prosecute your campaign to a logical conclusion?
Well, yeah, it's true. Naturally, finance is a constant for the younger ones. I know of that. But at the same time, we have what we have, our own capital. My own capital is the larger population who play actively in the political space are the younger ones, and they are all my own capital, and I'm holding on to them very firmly. And I assure you, we're going to beat the money back with that.
All right, many thanks to you, Jibrin Issa Yabagi, a governorship aspirant on the platform of the All Progressive Congress APC in Niger State. Many thanks to you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. That was Jibrin Issa Yabagi from Niger State. And on that note, we come to the end of Inside Nigeria for this morning. Make it with us tomorrow for the Good Friday edition of Inside Nigeria. My name remains Bode Gbadibo. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.